Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day.
Bingo!
And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day. The friendly ticket writers are happy to help, and it's conveniently located next to the famous Del Mar Deli, where you'll find supersized portions of delicious deli items like roast beef, pastrami, and Reuben sandwiches, or soups, salads, and pizza, plus spectacular desserts fit for a king. And right next door is the race book, over 150 seats, each with its own TV screen. There are 16 interactive player terminals, so you can bet right from your seat.
Happy birthday, Caitlin Clark. You know we love you around here. You wear number 22, but it's your there, I blew them out for you. Your 23rd birthday. Let me give you 23 reasons why I love you. Number 1. What's up, everybody? And number 23, you help us get a lot of clicks. There you go. Happy birthday, Caitlin Clark. We'll talk more about you a little later. It is a Hump Day humor episode with the very funny co-host. Thanks for watching the show that the LA Times said, oh, great, another sports webcast. It's Punchlines. It's a program, mix of sports, comedy, conversation, some educated gambling advice, and some funny viral videos. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show, if you say you don't laugh, I will freak out like UConn head coach Danny Hurley, and I will tell you how good I am at my job. Oh, yeah. Did you see this clip? All right, so there's Danny Hurley. And right here. Don't you turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in this sport. Danny Hurley gets a lot of attention for his temper, but he's won back-to-back titles. A guy who is also at the top of his game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we've seen him. He is a Vegas-based comedian writer. He has a special available right now on YouTube. So after this show, you can tune in. It's called Sweatpants in Perpetuity, and he runs a monthly show here in Vegas at Bagel Mania. The next show is Thursday, January 30th, 8 p.m. The very funny comedian Noah Gardenswartz is here. Woo! Noah, yay, cheers. And we have a very funny post that you put up yesterday.
Yeah.
This is very funny. He'll only be performing 8.2 miles from home tour. So if you can see that, that's a lot of dates at the Comedy Cellar over at the Rio, which I think is one of the best set up rooms in town.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm happy to be there, but there's a little tongue-in-cheek because, you know, on Instagram, we have a lot of very famous friends who are constantly posting 70 city tours, and I want to let them know, listen, I'm working too.
It's a lot of dates, and come to me. Well, it's like, it's like a little mini residency here the next couple of weeks.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. I should have said it's a tour in mini residence.
Mini residence.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year to you and your lovely wife, Esther.
Thank you. It's good to be back in my once-a-year residency as co-host of Punchlines.
We can change that. We can move that up. We can make it a couple times a year. So how are things starting off for you here in January 2025?
All is well. It's good. Comedy's been good. Family's healthy, and the Nuggets are winning games. So what more could I ask for?
That's all you really want. I know you're a giant Nuggets fan, so we got some NBA stuff to talk about. And I remember last time you were here, you had a project that you were going to be working on.
Still working.
Still moving forward.
Yep.
That's great. Great news. All right, Noah. So this is what we do top of the show. Top of the show, we're going to take a look at the punch menu. Here we go. Today's punch menu. Yeah! Hell yeah!
May I take your order?
That is how we like it here. Thank you, Jerry. Is it going to be that loud the whole show? I'd be fine with that. You know that. So anyway, we have a really wrong draft day reactions clip in the comedy clip of the day. We have our gambling advice at 12:36, and we have a bonus pick today with Reno Paul, who, it being hump day, wait until you see where he did his pick from. It's very funny. And in Punch Bowl Pundits, we got Saquon Barkley, and we got Hall of Fame guys getting the Billy Wagner getting his phone call, which was the best. We'll close the show with Kenny White's Dog of the Day, and then our Dog of the Day. But right now, let's start off with top of show breaking video. Dun, 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 dun. All right, now we have Noah here. Noah, we know you are a giant NBA fan, but before we get to the NBA stuff,
Sure.
we have to talk about football. Who's your football team? Are you a Broncos?
Denver Broncos. Denver through and through, yeah.
You have to be happy with the year they had.
Yeah, future's bright with Bo Nix. We finally found a franchise quarterback, feeling good. Didn't love the 31-7 loss to end the season, but the Bills are a good team, so it's fine.
But no way, without Jaden Daniels the year he's had, I think more people would say, Bo Nix is your rookie of the year, or Malik Neighbors. But Bo Nix, I mean, what you want to see from a rookie quarterback, progressively just getting better and better.
We surpassed expectations on every level, especially because we had a $40 million dead cap hit on Russell Wilson, or maybe even $50 million. So
I think it was somewhere in between
to have
there.
found the future, make the playoffs, we're heading in the right direction. That's all I can ask for.
Now, Russell Wilson, who you endured for 2 seasons there, he came to Pittsburgh.
He did.
Came to
that's
my
right.
team.
He was yours. That's right. One man's trash is another man's trash.
You know, after 6 games, they pulled Justin Fields. Mike Tomlin's got a feeling. First 6 games with Russell, unbelievable.
Looked great.
Plays great.
The honeymoon phase.
The honeymoon phase, and then the divorce phase. Then he got tired. Then I don't know if if it was the offensive line issues. But, you know, when I was getting ready to leave here today, I watched Sports by the Book with Kenny and Alex. And then I put on Pat McAfee, just the opening, and I heard that he had Russell Wilson as a guest. So
really?
Russell Wilson's talking, and they're asking him questions. He goes, well, I've been blessed to play for 2 great head coaches in my lifetime.
Wow.
So, he goes, Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin didn't even acknowledge Sean Payton.
Well, I was going to say, in all fairness, he also played for Nathaniel Hackett for a year, who's probably the worst coach in NFL history.
That's right.
I mean, he was awful.
Out so fast.
Yeah. He didn't even make it through a full year.
Oh, my God. But he just ignored the whole Sean Payton thing. But, Denver's paying him again next year. Or no, that was the last year, I think, right?
I believe that was the last year.
Because he's a free agent.
Yep.
So, So anyway, the Super Bowl's coming up, or the AFC.
It is?
NFC. No, sorry. That's coming up February 9th in New Orleans. But first, we have the conference championships. By the way, if you want to watch the conference championships somewhere, come down here to the South Point. Over in our showroom, that's usually the Monday night party. If you've ever been there, it's free to get in. At the end of each quarter, they give away cash prizes. They give away swag the whole game. And beers are like $2 or $3. And unbelievable prices, and it's free to get in. So
can't afford not to go.
You can't afford not to go. So come down to the showroom for both conference championships, and it's so much fun. Keith and I have stopped down there. It's a lot of fun. So the Eagles were playing in the early game. I think I'm going to stop down, shoot some stuff for Monday's show. I'm not an Eagles fan because I hate their fans. Basically.
I was going to say, it's hard to be a Philly fan of anything unless you're from Philly or South Jersey.
They're really trying to
They're one of the few fan bases that is active repellent to other fans of the sport. Yeah.
It's like Boston fans are kind of up there too.
Yes.
Right?
I think there's a Northeast theme going
New York
on.
Fans, it is. It really is. It is all Northeast fans. I kind of wanted to root for Philly because they're in Pennsylvania, Keystone State. When I grew up, the Eagles, we never played them. So I was like, I could kind of root for them. Ron Jaworski back then, Randall Cunningham. But Jaws, remember? Yeah, Jaws was great, but the fans are so gross. But anyway, the mayor yesterday was trying to fire up the city. She's a lovely woman, but she had a little problem doing the chant where they spell the team name. Here we go. So,
well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Uh-oh.
Let's go, Birds!
And Vince and Jerry, everybody behind the glass laughing. Do you think anybody goes up to her afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that's the definition of yes men. The people behind her acting like that's how you
Good
spell
job.
it. But not a ringing endorsement for Philadelphia public school system
Exactly.
in that clip. But,
She forgot the A in Eagles. I've never seen everyone behind the glass laughing in unison.
I feel like most of the fans of the team spell it I-G-G-L-E-S anyway.
Eagles!
So, yeah.
Go Eagles. We had the lovely Deb Whitkus on Monday. She's the only reason I would maybe root for Philly. Because
not even go Eagles. Go.
Go
the
Eagles.
Philly. Go Eagles.
You got to have it. It's Pennsylvania, North Jersey, Philly thing.
Disgusting.
So anyway, let's shift gears, get to some NBA action. Now, last night, Your Nuggets. So I didn't know if the Nuggets played last night or tonight. I knew you were going to be on the show. So I'm like, okay, we got to find a clip from the game. They demolished them 144 to 109.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's an embarrassment of riches. There's too many clips to choose from.
So you've seen the highlights. You know how good they were. How do you feel about your team right now and how they're playing?
I actually feel like we're in a great space. The beginning of the year was a disappointment because there was obviously the feeling out period with Russell Westbrook, who now is gelling with Nikola Jokic like never before. Jamal Murray, who always starts the year off sluggish, was looking awful, out of shape, constantly hurt. But what the blessing in disguise of all this is, through all the injuries, the younger guys from the bench actually got a chance to play meaningful minutes, stepped into their roles, and now everyone is kind of coming together at the right time. We're not even playing our best ball yet, but everything is working. Aaron Gordon, the selfless Mr. Nugget that he is, has volunteered to come off the bench because Russ has been so good in the starting lineup that now we actually have a strong bench unit where Aaron Gordon, instead of being the third or fourth option of the starters, can come in and be a spark off the bench. It's been great. I love it.
Now, Russell Westbrook, who has found a home. Does anyone say let Russ cook? Is that just
no? That phrase is banned in Denver in general.
Russell Wilson is gone. No longer happening. So the Oklahoma City Thunder. I watch a lot.
They're legit.
They are legit. I watch a lot of Laker games while I'm putting the show together because
they are not legit.
They are not legit. I grew up a Laker fan, and they're not built to go deep. They're not built to go far. LeBron, 40 years old, what he's doing amazing. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, I've been talking about him all year. So the one game I give him out as a pick was in the final of the NBA Cup against Milwaukee.
Yeah, they laid a giant egg.
They did not. It was the coldest shooting I've ever seen from that team. But they're fun to watch. I think they only have how many? Under 10 losses.
Yeah, I think they're 36 and 7 or something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Am I correct that the NBA Cup championship does not count against a record win or loss? Because I know that the champions end up playing 83 games, and so there's one game within the cup. So maybe they just are they mailed it in because they knew it didn't matter either way.
The NBA Cup is still very confusing. It seems like the players really like it because they each make like $500,000. So.
Yeah, they get to go play craps after the game with their pocket change $500,000.
Because they played here in Vegas, so we were thinking maybe we'd see some sightings or videos, but there was not a lot of videos circulating because we assumed they'd be out partying.
The tables they're playing at are not exactly open to the public.
That's true.
They're not playing at the Nicotero Garden Sports Craps table.
I was hanging out at the El Cortez on Fremont. Figured I'd maybe see a couple of them. They didn't show up. So anyway, we got a clip of Joker last night using his head here. So So he's got the pass and he wants to pass it. There you go. So he headed the ball. I imagine he probably played a lot of soccer growing up.
Yeah, I mean, he's Eastern European. I'm sure soccer is big over there. And
the reason I love him is how annoyed he was. And I think we talked about this when you were here, when he found out about the parade after they won the title.
Yeah.
Like he just wanted to go home.
He had a horse race in Serbia the next day. It wasn't even wanting to go home. He had a horse race, which is clearly his priority.
Did his horse win that race?
Always, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple of wise guys in Serbia who make sure Nikola's horse finishes just fine.
Let him win the race. Let his horse win.
But let me just say this before we move on.
Yeah, please.
Because it's my chance. Fourth game in a row where he had a triple-double without even playing the fourth quarter.
I was going to mention his triple. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is a lot of people are saying Joel L. Embiid, maybe he was ducking him. We don't know.
So
the third game, I think that's him.
I think he's played twice in Denver his entire career.
Right.
I think he's missed like 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
Historically, he has ducked him. This year, he's out for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, it's not like he played 2 games before and is going to be back next week. I think this time it's legitimate. I think Joel Embiid sold the rest of his career to win a gold medal this summer. I think he's done. I think the gold medal, he played when he clearly should have taken the summer to heal his knee and rest.
Absolutely.
And he does not exactly have a great body going into the career, and now it's falling apart, and I think he's done.
Yeah, you could be right. Now we're going to talk more NBA action. This is the first time in a while we've talked about the Detroit Pistons. Last time we talked about the Pistons was their run of futility last year, and would they break the losing streak? And we kept betting the money line, and then one night it hit. And I think, Ann, you were on that night, weren't you? When the Pistons won last year, I think.
Did you guys just?
She did have them, yeah.
Did you double up the losses every time?
No, we
you have to have oil chic money to do that, or it's just like
right. It would have been at like 10,000. She put a few bucks on it, and it paid nicely.
That's great.
Got some money out of it. But the Detroit Pistons, they're actually above 500. I think they're 22 and 21.
No, they've been great.
Exciting team. Cade Cunningham.
JB Bickerstaff, their new coach, who came from Cleveland, is doing great with them.
That's Bernie's son, right?
Yeah, Denver, Colorado.
Bernie. All right, so the Detroit Pistons playing Atlanta tonight. They made a pit stop at Buc-ees. Now, Noah and I have both traveled all over the country. I've been to Stuckey's. I've been to Cracker Barrels. I don't know if I've been to a Buc-ees when I've been in the South.
No, I feel like Buc-ees is like the Southern Wawa.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
it's just like a have-it-all gas station.
Well, it's a Texas-based chain of travel centers now.
Travel centers, is that
Exactly?
Talk
Because
about a euphemism.
I was going to say truck stops, but here's the thing that makes Buc-ees popular, and I didn't know this. Has anyone here ever been to a Buc-ees? No? Okay. They don't cater to truck drivers, and truck drivers hate that. They don't have the space. They don't have like the gas pumps for trucks.
No showers and tug jobs.
Well, no, they still have those. You just have to stay in the lot. But anyway, here's their slogan. They're known for food, clean bathrooms, and friendly service.
Okay, so I feel like that is showers and tug jobs.
Yeah. There's one. Is it in Barstow? Barstow on the way to LA to Vegas. I'm sure you
There's
made
a Buc-ees
drive. No, there's a. I don't know what it is. What is it?
Eddie World.
Eddie World.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the ice cream. Yeah.
Yes. So you go. They have everything. Everything. And I had never been. My buddy Matt Wood. We were driving up, and Barstow. I would usually stop at like In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A, fuel up for Vegas. He's like, no, we got to go to this place. It's the weirdest place. Then you turn a one corner, and they had like a little movie room. And they were playing movies, like a decent-sized projection, dark theater, which is a little creepy to try.
Current movies or just like...
It was Heartbreak Ridge, Clint Eastwood's Heartbreak Ridge with Mario Van Peebles. So at the time, it was about 30 years old.
Listen, you got to play to your clientele. You know?
They know they're going to, Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Got a Clint movie on? So it was the weirdest thing. So Buc-ees has a lot of stuff. They're known for their Beaver Bites, which is their bite-sized corn puffs sweetened with brown sugar caramel. They pack in a sweet, savory goodness all in one. So here we go. So the Pistons, who play in Michigan where they don't have Buc-ees, were very excited to be in one. So they made a pit stop, and they just kind of went nuts in there. That's Tobias. Is that Tobias Harris, I think?
That's not Tobias.
That's not Tobias Harris. Who is that? Anyway, they bought a bunch of junk. They
Ronald Holland, Cade Cunningham.
There's Cade.
That's
Cade.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. See, this is why we have Noah here. He knows his NBA guys.
Club Melt.
Now, they're on their way to Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're playing tonight. I will talk about that game in picks at 12:36. Do you think all the crap that they just bought and all the junk food and the Beaver Bites might be a reason to bet against them?
Well, so I was thinking about this. Like, first of all, it's not like either team plays great defense. So I would probably take the over in this game. I think there's going to be some constipated defenders not quite ready to get down. It is funny that like professional athletes nowadays who are so meticulous about their meals are eating like road comics, just like a gas station tuna sandwich. But the one thing they avoided, which is typically the pitfall of road teams coming into Atlanta, is like the strip club night before the game in Atlanta. So it's like a Buc-ees tuna sandwich might actually be better on the body than what they were going to do if they got into Atlanta on time.
When I first started playing Atlanta, at Buckhead, there was a Funny Bone, then it would change to an Improv. And it was right around the corner from an establishment called the Gold Club, which was a legendary
Patrick Ewing can tell you all about it.
Yes, Madonna, Jose Canseco. There was a lot of things. If you look it up, it's all sordid history. So if the manager of the club says, just go there, say you're the comic working this week, and they'll hook you up. So we would go, me and my buddy, and we'd go, and they would get us in for free and give us VIP treatment for years. And that was the best thing about playing the club. It was like, I get
clean bathrooms, friendly service, right?
And Beaver Bites. Okay, let's move on to our comedy clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy clip of the day. There's a lot of videos circulating right now where they have edited together draft day reactions of fans self-filming during the NFL and NBA draft. And they haven't aged well because there's some reactions to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. So here we go. Comedy clip of the day. It's a quick cut. It's a good one, though. Here we go.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick Mahomes, his second.
Really? This is why this organization will never win a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Where is he now?
Yeah, Tingus Pingus.
See, Tingus Ping, remember that?
The Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen.
They wanted Josh Rosen.
Wow.
That's why they were.
Take Trey Young.
The Dallas Mavericks select Trey.
The Celtics just took Jaylen Brown. I'm kind of disappointed.
There you go. Draft Rex has gone wrong. Which one's the most shocking to you?
Well, I mean, obviously in hindsight, Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a common thread to the certain look of the guy in the video who is horribly wrong about professional sports predictions.
Absolutely. Now, if you notice the Bills one, they say draft quarterback Josh. I remember when that happened. They wanted Josh Rosen, who played at UCLA, was a great college quarterback. And then I think he was with 3 teams in 3 years and out of football.
He was the hope of the Jewish people for like 6 months. Chosen Rosen.
Chosen Rosen.
Yeah.
Played with the Cardinals. Is that who chose? Was it the Cardinals?
That's who chose him. Yeah.
Cardinals.
And then I think they went Kyler the very next year.
Yeah. Right.
So
that's
it's like,
it.
yeah.
Because they were like, oh, we made a mistake on our first. And they went and got Kyler Murray. But Josh Rosen, Matt Neverett pointed out on the show, he was the one who had a hot tub in his college dorm.
Josh Rosen did?
Josh Rosen.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've shown it a couple times. Posted a picture of him with like girls in his dorm.
He probably said like it's for therapy. It's after practice. I need my lower back.
That's how he'll get it. That's how he'll do it. That's how he convinced the athletic department to pay for it. So as of your football fan is Denver, I know. Who do you like in the conference championships?
This is so tricky. Yeah. I actually do like Washington over Philly.
I
feel like Philly has been on thin ice, just sort of like the Chiefs, like a much better record than the convincing nature of the wins. My heart is telling me Buffalo, but like my eyes tell me you can't bet against Mahomes. It's just it's the Arrowhead Invitational for a reason. They've been there. Travis Kelce looks like he found the fountain of youth again. Yeah. They had a month to heal up while everyone else was playing tough games. What's the line on the game?
It's 6.
It's 6?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2. 1.5 or 2.
Chiefs are -2.
What's our live line? Is it 2? I want to make sure we get it right. It is 2.
I mean, the truth is I would probably put a small amount of smart money on the Chiefs and then just be not disappointed at all if I lost because I want the Bills to win.
It's a win-win. Josh Allen is 4-0 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season.
That doesn't matter.
0-3 in the playoffs. 0-3 in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, 7 years in the league. He's made the AFC Championship every year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't bet against him. And I actually like Mahomes. Like, as a Broncos fan, I hate the Chiefs, but like at a certain point, you just have to respect greatness and acknowledge what it is. So I don't even hate on Mahomes, and I'm certainly not advocating for cheap hits, but I do think the time is coming where he keeps on toying with these defenders, pretend to run out of bounds, fake with the ball. Someone's going to just take the 15-yard penalty. Yeah. Before the game, the owner's probably gonna be like, "I'll pay your $100,000 fine. Lay this dude out." Like if he starts playing with his food, knock him out of the game.
Because he does slow up.
Yeah,
like
and
he
does it intentionally. He does it intentionally.
Yeah, he totally does. He's a smart football player. I'm rooting for Buffalo. I think you look at that game, it comes down to the head coaches, and it's hard to bet against Andy Reid with what he's done.
Of course.
And at home, but go Bills. I'm rooting for Buffalo.
Has Mark Andrews come out of hiding yet? I mean, my God.
You know what? I have something to show you about Mark Andrews in 1 second. And no, he hasn't. He's still kind of undercover, and I'll show you why. But anyway, let's check in roll call. Let's go ahead and see who's watching the show today. Oh, Bob Dell's on there. All right, so the question I posed for you, chat, for you punchies in the chat room, you have the ball on your own 10-yard line, 90 yards to the end zone, Super Bowl. Minute and 30 seconds left in the game. Give me your quarterback, any quarterback in history, to take the snaps. Now, as a Denver Bronco fan.
I was going to say, that's easy choice.
The drive.
Elway, he was the comeback. Before everyone else after him surpassed the numbers, Elway was the comeback king.
This is true. When I grew up, the Steeler games were always early, always had the Denver game, was always the later game. And Elway, even when they were bad teams, even when they were 500, he would put them on his back in the fourth quarter, scramble around, somehow win games.
If I'm being intellectually honest, though, it's got to be Brady or Mahomes. Those are the only two choices.
Let's see who we got here. Reno Paul, we remember Ben having this exact situation in Super Bowl 43, which I was there. So as much as I love Roethlisberger, I don't know if I'd make him number one. No. Bob Dell, Joe Montana. I actually see that happening in a game. So Joe Montana, Dean Hilt says, Bob Dell, by the way, Bob, thanks for watching. It might be 2 and change, but I was amazed. Hail Mary, just moving the ball all the way. Joe Montana seems to be the popular answer. Keith Lyle, not going to lie, Big Ben has the most last minute drives and OT wins. I mean, that would be me. My heart would say Ben Roethlisberger because I was at that Super Bowl. Hard to go against Montana, or Elway was my other one, and I knew you'd say Elway. Vince Las Vegas, NBA Cup championship does not count to either team's regular season record, and stats don't count to regular season averages. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, so it's almost like an exhibition game, but yet a lot of money.
Okay.
It's like okay, there you go.
I actually like that stats don't count towards it.
It's probably that's probably good. Sorry? Right. So it's not fair.
That's also why I'm actually glad Saquon sat out the 17th game for the Eagles. Because if he did break the record on an extra game over Dickerson, I think it would have been an asterisk record.
And I think no one was happier than Eric Dickerson, who came out and said, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah, he was vocal. He's like, I'm not rooting for him to break my record.
To beat my record. Aaron O'Connor said, never been to a Buc-ees. I find that hard to believe, Aaron. You or Bob. Maybe, I'm sure Bob Zaney has. Ev Natola, which means everyone needs to laugh. The movie room is for people charging their Teslas. It takes 20 to 30 minutes. There you go. Go on, watch a little Clint Eastwood.
I love that Venn diagram of Tesla driving Eastwood fans.
By the way, we've shown some Venn diagrams on this show. I have one that we're going to show Friday with Jeff, right? It's a good one. They confuse me at first. Smart guy, but sometimes I just go, well, wait. So the ones...
Sure. Yeah.
Shouldn't be saying this. B-Town Tommy and my buddy Christian. Buc-ees is like every Steelers squad. Overrated. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Actually, Christian, you and I and Matt Wood were the ones who went in and saw Heartbreak Ridge. You were with me. You can verify that. Aaron O'Connor. Bob Zaney has eaten a gas station tuna sandwich in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. That's it. She's talking about her husband. She can do that. All right. I would go with Big Ben would be my emotional pick, but if I had to put money on it, I got to go Montana/Elway. Probably Montana since he was 4-0.
Wow, I'm surprised. No mention other than me of Brady or Mahomes.
No Mahomes either. Yeah, that is true. Oh, did he? Okay, so they got it in there. Montana. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, wait. Patrick Mahomes is money. Who was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if they do the three-peat, which no team has done,
right,
then you got to go, okay.
Well, it's just, I mean, those two guys, Brady and Mahomes, the ball in their hands whenever a play needs to be made, it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to get the play done.
It's his vision. His vision is ridiculous. All right. It's time for Lines of the Night, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I find something interesting to show you guys. And this happened yesterday right when we were going to air. The Paul Skenes card has been found. This is the card that he signed with his Major League debut patch, and collectors all over the country have been buying these platinum boxes or whatever it is. And I'm very happy and relieved that an 11-year-old kid found it in L.A. A lot of tweets have been very funny that, oh, great, the Pirates are offering more money to an 11-year-old than any free agent, which is hard to argue with. So the Pirates, when this card went into circulation, they said, here's what we'll do. If you give the card to us, we'll give you 2 Pirate season tickets behind home plate for the next 30 years.
For the next 30 years?
For the next 30 years.
My goodness.
You get to meet Paul Skenes. You get a private tour. You get some coaching. You can have friends come play softball at PNC. And last but not least, Livy Dunn has offered up her suite. So you get to see, I don't know what 11-year-old wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm sure the 11-year-old's like, you can take all that. Just, can I meet Olivia Dunn?
Can I meet Livy Dunn? So everyone's saying don't sell or trade. I don't know. What would you do in this situation? You're an 11-year-old kid. This is possibly could be worth millions because as he gets better, you put it in a safe deposit box. Right?
I would hang on to the. I mean, unless Paul Skenes personally reached out and was like, "Hey, kid, it would mean a lot to me if I could get this back," and then maybe you could parlay that into some kind of lifelong relationship with Paul Skenes. Then that's great. But like, if it's just for the organization, they can get bent, and I'll keep the $1 million card. Get bent. You don't hear that often. But anyway, so I'm glad a kid found it. There was no opening of the video, because that's all the collectors. They just have their gloves and they go through and burn through 100. That's not collecting. It's good that a kid found it, right? Yeah. And then my other bonus line tonight. Speaking of Mark Andrews, so apparently Mark Andrews. I hate the Ravens, but I feel for the guy because he was getting death threats. And I guess his girlfriend is pretty active on social media, and she was getting all sorts of bad stuff. So the Bills Mafia being pretty cool. This number says $10,000. It's over $30,000. This is what they do. Yeah. Bills Mafia. Whoever, does something that's advantageous to them as a team every year. There's always, I think it was either the Bengals won a game that got them in. That was the Bengals. And so it's like the field goal kicker who hit the, they always pick one player on an opposing team that somehow indirectly or directly helps them and boost their charity, which is cool. It's cool. And I think, is it a diabetes charity? Is that what it says, Ann? It's without Turner. Yeah, local diabetes. So it's going to directly help Philly. That's great. All those cheesesteaks catch up to you and your sugary Cokes. But anyway, they're raising money, and that says $10,000. That was yesterday or last night. It's up to $30,000 I saw. So that's a nice little move by the fans there. Is Mark Andrews a free agent? Because I saw something about, can he come back to Baltimore after this? Look, by the way, he didn't single-handedly lose the game. He had a bad quarter. Not at all. Two bad drops, right? But 2 brutal drops. Yeah. And listen, also, it wasn't a perfect throw. Right. But you got to make that catch. But also, that's the third time. Someone had 2, that's the same play they ran against the Steelers on a 2-point conversion on the last play of the game, didn't get it.
And someone actually included a third one, I think, from the year before.
Well, also
maybe scrap that play.
Yeah,
and you got Lamar Jackson.
You have Lamar Jackson. You have Derrick Henry, who had in the previous drive, the touchdown where they went for it on the 2-point conversion the first time. How do you not give it right back to Derrick? He literally just ran 60 yards untouched to go down.
That's
the field.
what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sad to see them bounce. I don't like what's happening to Mark Andrews. So here we go. JR from the ballpark. Johnny, while I'd pick Montana for the 90-yard drive, if the question is a quarterback facing fourth and whatever, I'd pick Mahomes. Yeah, because you want the scrambling ability. Mark Andrews is no George Pickens. You know, you didn't see JR. I was loving what you were doing, and then you had to bring GP into it. We must get rid of him. All right, let's switch to the day of today's date. Today is episode 324 of Punchlines. Does anyone know the area code of 324 area code?
324. I'm usually pretty good with area codes, but I don't know that one.
I didn't know Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, really?
Why? Yeah. So if you know somebody there, call them and tell them the Jags suck.
Well, also, January 22nd, today, my older sister Shayna's birthday. Happy birthday, Shayna. I love you.
Where is Shayna?
Denver.
She's in Denver.
Huge Broncos fan, huge Nuggets fan, yeah.
I love that. Okay, January 22nd, 2025. So, Noah, what we do here, I'm going to read these national days of the year, or national days. One of them I've created is fake. You have to spot the fake.
So it's like two truths and a lie.
But we got this one. We got 2 4.
Of things that happened on this day historically.
Yeah. Well, here's an example, and the crew will play along. Here we go. One of these is fake. National Hot Sauce Day, National Libraries of Shelfie Day, Weedless Wednesday, National Answer Your Cat's Questions Day, National Blonde Brownie Day, National Polka Dot Day, National Bank Teller Appreciation Day. If you want to take a look at those.
Only one of these is fake?
Only one is fake.
That's insane.
That's insane. I am going to go here. Jerry is saying Weedless Wednesday is not real. Vince is saying Bank Teller. Let's check in with our director, Ann. And audio.
Weedless Wednesday. Not real.
Not real.
I'm going to go Answer Your Cat's Questions Day.
Somebody actually has spotted the fake today, and that would be, let me see the board again. Sorry. Damn you, Vince. It's Vince. It's not National Bank Teller Appreciation Day. All the other ones are legit national days. So,
that's insane.
No, I don't know personally how you feel about this, but you're not supposed to have any weed today on Wednesday.
Oh, man.
Is it too late? Too late already. I took half a gummy last night.
For most of my life, that would have been a huge problem. Not right now.
Not right now. How are your kids, by the way?
They're doing great. Smooth transition. They're high. They're good.
It's Weedless Wednesday.
What's that?
That's why it's Weedless Wednesday.
That's why it's weedless. So Polka Dot Day is a thing.
Let's get the National Bank Tellers a day, huh?
You know what? I Google these all to make sure they aren't real. So I want to point out that I've been to 2 Chase banks in Vegas. They're tellerless banks.
Oh.
There's one on whatever. You walk in and there's just like 5 people standing there. And they go, hey, welcome in. I go, hi. And I'm looking around. They're like, do you need like account help? I'm like, no, I just wanted a teller. They're like, we don't have tellers. They just have one ATM machine. And then they'll guide you how to use it. And it's like, pretty good on how to use the ATM machine. And there's just 4 of them standing around. I'm like, one of you couldn't jump behind a counter. And this happened twice. There's another one out somewhere north. So I don't get it. So that was my angry. I was angry because I went to a bank.
Well, now you just lost Chase as a sponsor.
I lost Chase. There we go. Call Bank of America. Birthdays today. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, lead singer of Journey, Steve Perry. This is shocking. Steve Perry's 76 years old.
Wow.
Steve Perry's 76. DJ Jazzy Jeff, ladies and gentlemen. I was hoping Drew Dog would be. I was going to ask if anyone knew who wasn't familiar with him.
Who, DJ Jazzy Jeff?
We are.
Yeah.
We are. He's 60.
Yeah,
Big 6-0.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
His bones would break if he got tossed out of the mansion in Bel Air now.
And, of course, the queen of the NBA, Caitlin Clark, turns 23. So what we do is Caden's up in Utah. He combines all the national days with the celebrity birthdays. AI produces the image that looks like this. There we go. So that is Steve Perry, who I don't believe plays guitar. But he is wearing polka dots on National Polka Dot Day. And then we have Caitlin Clark.
That looks like Pam from The Office.
It does look like Pam. And she's wearing a Temu jersey for the Fever, because that is definitely not official gear. She got that on Temu. What is that animal? Oh, it's a cat. So she's asking, it's Cat Appreciate Ask Your Cat Questions Day.
Wow.
Oh, the guitar is Tabasco.
Wow.
Hot sauce. So AI might take over the world.
Where's DJ Jazzy Jeff?
He didn't make the cut. Maybe Kane didn't use him.
AI is racist.
You know, Kane Caden's young. Caden's 21 probably. Although Caden's like a DJ. You would think he would know DJ Jazzy Jeff. Drums, please. Yeah, didn't get it in there. All right. Get it in there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Dean Held, ATM. Isn't that Alex's nickname for Paul? Yes, it is. Matt Neverett says Indiana Fever. Matt Neverett will be here tomorrow. Matt Neverett co-hosting tomorrow. Matt, Jerry Tavino, automated teller machine. Absolutely. Matt Neverett, you're going to the wrong Chase. One by my house has 4 to 5 people behind the counter at all times. Well, you live in a nice neighborhood, Matt.
Yeah. Town Center in Charleston. Great Chase Bank. Very helpful tellers.
This is an informative show, ladies and gentlemen. JR, Mark Andrews is, my sister's name is Shani?
Shayna.
Shayna. Well, he has Shani.
Okay, so
Jared, that's not the same. What are you doing?
I have another sister named Hillary. Does that help?
So do you go on the road at all anymore, or are you just pretty much staying in Vegas?
I pick my spots.
Okay.
I mean, if it's, and again, this is not a brag. It happens maybe once a year. If it's money I can't turn down, then I'll go. But otherwise, try to stay with the kids.
Do you go back to Denver often to perform?
No, I actually don't like performing. I don't like performing in cities where I have a lot of family and friends.
Really?
I prefer performing for strangers. Yeah.
Makes sense, because you know what? When you go home and you're doing a show, first of all, the emails and texts start right away.
Yeah, everything about it is less fun.
And I've gotten to the point, I'm like, guys, there's no comps. Just my sister and mom even buy tickets, right? I'm just like, come to the show. I'd love to see everybody. And then I always pick like a bar close by that we'll all go and hang out.
Yeah.
But it's more work than people realize.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it adds another layer. I just want to go focus on the jokes I'm going to tell, do my show, get out. I'm not trying to.
And you get into town, and then you're pulled 100 different ways. Sometimes I go to town, people are like, "You're not doing a show." I'm like, "No."
Or it's weird, like telling an inappropriate personal story and locking eyes with someone you've known since you were like 12. It's just not.
Mean Streets. We have someone named Mean Streets. That's someone new. Mean Streets, welcome to the chat. Caitlin Clark blocked the ball from hitting her opponent's head, and the whole Mercury team thought she was trying to throw hands. Respect. That is true. That happened last year. The ball bounced off the rim, and Caitlin put her hand behind her and shielded her, and the girl started to step at her. Her teammate pulled her back, explained to her, no, Caitlin was protecting your head. And then like a minute later, she went over to Caitlin Clark and was like, hey. They want to look. If you're in that league for a long time, you haven't really. You've been traveling commercial, and then she gets there, and everyone's traveling private, and
they're all trying to cook the golden goose. Doesn't make sense.
Exactly, it doesn't. Everyone's bad mouthing her. She's actually what's up. Thank you for that cue, says Aaron. I remember Shoney's late night road comic breakfast bar with biscuits. Oh, I've been to many Shoney's.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know what? We're just gonna do picks at 12:36, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. We're gonna do it 20 seconds earlier today because yesterday we did it a minute late, and we have a special video to kick it off. At 12:36. There you go. So tomorrow on the show, like I said, Matt Neverett, and also we have an appearance of a Kansas City fan, a comedian, Elliot. I don't know his last name, Aaron O'Connor. What's his last name, Aaron? Plus, do we even announce who the person we have that we're doing an interview with today? Do we even say who it is? Okay. We've been obsessed with this guy. If you've been watching the Bills games, there was a guy, heavy-set guy, drunk, shirtless. Nate Burleson was wearing a really fly red coat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Traded for, they said, if the Bills win, you get the coat. He mails it to him. The guy wears it. I don't think they've lost in this coat since. We have him on the show tomorrow.
Amazing.
We tracked him down. Keith tracked him down. We slid into his DMs, and he's available. So we're gonna have him on the show tomorrow. You'll catch up tomorrow with his videos and who he is. And then Friday we have Chris Andrews. We're working on a Buffalo Bills fan. Chris Andrews will come in and do Judge Chris with Jeff Parles. So always a fun show on Friday. Okay, it's time for picks. Now, you were looking at the sheet there. Is there something? You're a big NBA guy, so I know you're looking at it.
Well, so I have to be honest. There's not a single pick in here that I feel great about.
That's okay. But is there a lean maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to throw two out there.
Okay.
The first one, touching on a story we've done, I would actually take Atlanta Hawks -1.5 in the first half because Detroit has been traveling by bus, staying in hotels they're not used to. I think there might be a slightly slow start.
Right, might have to burn off the beaver bites.
So I would expect Atlanta to win the first half. So I would take Atlanta -1.5, and then only because I think they truly are the best team in the NBA right now, anytime they're only a 2-point favorite. Even though they're on the road and they're playing a very good team, I would take Cleveland -2 at Houston.
If it's Cleveland, Oklahoma City, who do you think's the better? You think Cleveland's a little better? I know they're 1-1 this year. Right?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Cleveland. I wanted to be a denier, but they actually have everything you need. They have great guard play. They have 2 incredibly athletic, versatile big men. They have shooting in spades. I mean, they are a real team.
Now, NBA is clearly your favorite sport, right?
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever performed and had any NBA players at your shows?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No. I feel like you'd be able to spot them pretty easily
Right,
in the
yeah,
audience. They're the ones 6.5 feet taller than
I've
the
told
rest
this
of
story
you.
before. I've never had an NBA player at a show that I know of, but I was in Vegas a long time ago, and Prince was doing an unannounced late night show at the MGM, this lounge.
Yeah.
So he was going to go on at 2. So we get there at midnight. We stake out our seats. We're sitting at these seats kind of at a bar railing, and as 2 o'clock approaches, it's getting more packed. And I'm like, that's okay. We got stools. And then 2 giant guys stand right in front of me. I'm like, God. And I look, and it's Magic Johnson.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, ah!
Fair.
I'm like, oh. And he turns on, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he kind of like cleared a space on my little
What a
head.
guy. What a guy.
It was MJ, and I can't remember who he was with, but it was Magic Johnson, for God's sakes. Okay. My pick of the day, I kind of was going to go with Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit.
Well, so you can fade me, yeah.
Well, no, just for the whole game. I'm not going to do the first half. I'll take Detroit getting 3 points on the road. It started at 2.5. It went up to 3. So I'm just going with the Pistons because they ate at a Buc-ees. And we made fun of Detroit so much last year. But why not? Let's have them win. But you like the overs possibly too in that game.
No, I mean, I said that in jest when we were talking about it earlier. But if this is current on my sheet, I see 235. I've been burned taking the Hawks overs a few times this year because Trae Young, you see Hawks, Trae Young, and assume it's going to be high scoring, a lot of shooting, but like Dyson Daniels, they have a few good defenders. Detroit is playing better ball in general this year. I actually asking for 236 points tonight, I think would be a little rich for my blood.
Good insight for no. Where do you do you do gamble on some NBA games?
Yeah, I have an app through a different casino, so I'm not going to promote it. But yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, I bet on that.
We don't mind as long as you're gambling. I think I've seen you. You did it. Was it you that had a bit about, or was it Esther that told a story about your betting? I can't remember.
We both have jokes, but I have a joke that's done pretty well.
Okay.
Talking about betting, but yeah, because I was talking about betting on women's college basketball, and and she was saying like, "Oh, you have a gambling problem," and I was like, "No, Abby Wisniewski has a turnover problem."
Damn you, Abby! Wow, so you even watch the WNBA a lot.
Oh, I crushed the W.
Yeah?
Honestly, I've been a sports bettor for a good portion of my life. This year in the WNBA was the only time in my life I felt like I had a true odd over Vegas and the bookmakers.
Yeah.
I found one specific bet that happened over and over, and I would pound it, and I probably had a 70 to 80% win rate on this bet.
Can you share that with us?
Sure, because I don't think the Sharks are, no disrespect to the show, but I don't think they're listening.
Well, we know one is, but that's all right.
So Minnesota was the best defensive team in the WNBA all year, but they were also notoriously slow starters.
Okay.
So the best bet of all of WNBA, at least for me last year, was if you bet them in game, they would usually be like, let's say they were a 4 or 5 point favorite before the game. Okay. They'd be down like 13-4 in the first quarter, and you could get them +1 in the first. Take them in game when they're down, knowing that eventually they're going to be the better team. They're going to lock down defensively. They just started slow. And so anytime I could get Minnesota as a 1 or 2 point underdog in game, losing big in the first quarter, pound it. They always came back and won.
Ooh, all right. I love that. Something to look forward to. The WNBA season doesn't start till April. And then there's the Unrivaled League. I haven't watched any of that.
I haven't watched that.
I haven't watched any of that.
That's the 3-on-3.
The 3-on-3 league.
I saw they're not representing cities, right? It's just like...
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the president on NBA radio saying like they didn't want people from different cities to feel like they couldn't cheer for the other teams. They just wanted to open it up to, cast a wide net. And
yeah. We haven't checked in on that. Have you? It looks pretty good. All right. No, okay, we have a bonus pick for you guys. Yep. Oh, sorry, Ann.
No, are you aware what Esther thought that the nickname was for the Indiana women's basketball team?
Yeah.
No, what?
She's like the Joneses.
The Indiana Joneses.
Honestly, that would be good.
It was just
that's not bad.
By the way, it made our year-end highlights of the year because it's such a cute clip.
Yeah,
I'm like the Indiana Joneses. The way she said it.
Yeah.
We got to get Esther back in here, and she's doing well as well.
She is.
And what is her special that people can also watch?
Well, so her latest special was Burning Bush on Amazon, but she actually has a new special coming out in March.
Okay.
So you can watch that in March. Yeah. Maybe you'll have her on to host her on that.
I was just going to say that would be perfect. All right, we got a bonus pick. Since it is Hump Day humor, we had our own Reno Paul do a video for us from Reno. And it's kind of fitting that it's on Wednesday. Go ahead. Here's Reno Paul, the bonus pick of the day.
What's up? It's your boy Reno Paul on another hump day. Anyway, little camel fun fact here. Those goofy looking creatures can travel up to 40 miles per hour. And, rumor has it they're pretty darn tasty too. So there's that, I guess. Anyway, first off, I'd really like to give a sincere thank you to Frank and all the entire Punchlines crew for their awesome birthday wishes the other day. That really made me feel in the feels. So thank you. That was amazing. And speaking of birthdays, Alex White's 21st birthday is coming up this week. And I'd like to wish her a very happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your first beer and may all of your parlays cash this year. Now, on to picks. Let's all make some money this week. Come on. Tonight, the Celtics take on the Clippers, and it pains me to my core to say this, but I have to go with Boston here. But here's the good news. The C's play back-to-back against the Lakers on Thursday, and I'm picking the Lake Show to stomp out those wicked Mama Lukes. I don't care what the line is. I'm taking them all day long. Regardless of the price, they're going to win. They have to win. They have to win. The other game tonight, the number 1 Cleveland Cavaliers are taking on the number 2 Houston Rockets. The Rockets are only a slight underdog, and as you know, my favorite bet is the underdog at home. So let's go Rockets. Yeah, that's a phrase I thought I would never say. And lastly, the final round of the NFL is this weekend, and I'll leave it to Frank and the real experts to give you the teams picks and what's going to win and hear it back at the other place. But for the past 2 weeks, I've cashed some serious fedia on all teams to score a touchdown bet. This, for the 4 remaining teams, all teams that score at least 1 touchdown is minus 210. It's not the greatest price in the world, but I'm going to three-peat. I would prefer, by the way, to see Washington in the Super Bowl. I just can't stand Philly so much. So let's have a great week, a fantastic weekend, and get that money.
Thank you, Reno Paul. Reno Paul, he gave out some winners. His strongest bet last week that he gave out, it was last week, was every NFL playoff game to have a touchdown. So it was plus 150 at one point, went down to 110, but the Green Bay Packers made you a little nervous, but it got there. And then, so that's
for the record, he took Houston plus 2 at home, and I've never felt stronger about my Cleveland bet.
We will see how that game plays out tonight. By the way, Mean Streets, not sure who you are, but please tell us a little bit about yourself. You're new to the chat room. I don't know if you're a Van Halen fan or a Martin Scorsese fan with that Mean Streets title, but welcome. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe. And after 5 minutes, you get to join the chat. So we appreciate it. Okay, time for the punch ball. Here we go. All right, pull one out of there. There's a little graphic. It's very soothing time to bring this home.
Punch bowl question number 2.
Number 2. All right, so Saquon Barkley. We wanted to show this clip yesterday. We ran out of time. This is just amazing. Again, we've been complaining about Philly players, or Philly fans, but the audio of the crowd cheering Saquon Barkley on his 78-yard touchdown run is amazing. So go ahead, let's roll it. So here's the handoff. I mean, that's
when he starts smacking his own helmet.
He's smacking his own head. And then he giant dives in the snow, which was cool. Basically, he's happy to be out of New York.
The question is, what's your take on the NFC Championship this weekend?
We kind of already talked about the NFC
I just said I like Washington. I didn't really get into it. But.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I just feel like they're playing with house money right now, right?
Sure.
Even Nagel yesterday on the show was like, look, this is gravy. Like, getting to the playoffs, that was a triumph. Then winning one game, we're like, great. And then going into Detroit and beating them.
They slayed the Dragons. So
they did. You hope they don't have that come, but they're playing a rival, which is great. Probably the best team to play after winning a game you shouldn't have won as a team you're familiar with.
I saw something interesting the other day that Jaden Daniels had it worked into whatever team drafted him, that they had to allow him VR film study as part of his process. And he's like, apparently he's watching film on 1.75 speed.
We talked about it yesterday.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
No, that's fine. I'm glad that you know that. And it's helping slow the game down for him. And Denny brought that up, and he's like, how many quarterbacks are now going to get on the phone and be like, I need that?
Yeah, of course.
Genius by Jane Daniels. Do we have the call of that run in Spanish, by the way? Do we do? All right, cool. Here's the Saquon Barkley in Spanish. It sounds more exciting.
Barkley a la 50. Goodbye. Goodbye. Adios.
Adios.
Saquon hasta la casa.
To the house. To the house. It just sounds better in Spanish. I just loved that call so much.
Everything sounds better in Spanish.
Just a lot of good energy going on there. All right, pick another one out of the bowl. We do have a multiple choice coming up, which is fun.
Punch Bowl question number 3.
Number 3. Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay, this is college basketball. So do you follow college hoops as well?
Yeah.
Who's your team in college?
I'm loyal to the lines.
To the lines.
To the lines.
Oh, line. That's what I said. Lines.
Yeah. Whoever I feel like betting on. Yeah.
That's why I love having Noah on this show. He's funny and he loves to gamble. So obviously March Madness is coming up. Chris Jenkins had like the biggest shot for Villanova, the game-winning shot. He recreated it. His shot from 8 years ago that won Nova a national championship. Oh, do you have that one in? Sorry. Yeah, we do. Okay, here we go. Same court, same spot.
Wow.
Oh, not the same court. And he hit it.
Wow, big boy, still hitting it.
Still hitting it. I don't know how many takes. I'm going to say it was the first take, but
Sure.
I remember watching that game live.
Oh, yeah, it was nuts.
And it was like just the most, that is what every little kid dreams of.
Yeah.
Winning a national championship and just
On that shot, too.
on that shot. So he recreated it 8 years later.
So the question is, what teams do you have your eye on to make a run, or who is your top 3 teams in the country right now?
Yeah, any college basketball inkling?
No, I hate Duke. Duke is looking good.
I know.
Love Auburn. Nice Jewish head coach in Bruce Pearl. But no, I don't have a favorite. I know Kansas had a hard year with Dickinson.
Yep.
Came back over. Hasn't really worked out the way it should have.
Yeah, Tennessee's playing well. Pitt Panthers started out great. They're not playing well. They got slaughtered by Cooper Flagg and Duke. And, that kid's he trained with the Olympic team.
Yeah.
He's the real deal. He's coming out after 1 year.
Purdue has looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But they usually flop in like the second round. Yeah.
Gene Katie always choked when he had big teams too. All right, so we'll turn our gaze to March Madness soon, as you all know that. Reno Paul, they were all very excited at the brothel. They even gave him a free T-shirt. He actually showed me a picture. They asked him why he was filming outside. He told them what he was doing. They gave him a free T-shirt.
I like that.
Duke has a MOB coach too. Mob coach. What does that mean, Joe?
Oh no. Is it MOT, member of the tribe?
Oh, he
John
has
Shire.
MOB. Oh, he meant MOT.
Yeah, member of the tribe.
I was going to say, or he's prejudiced against Italians, saying mob. What are you doing there?
No, John Shire. Another couple of nice Jewish boys coaching basketball. They love it.
I think, is there only one left?
This is.
There's 2 left. Okay. Oh, we got 1 too. That's right.
Punch Bowl number 4.
Number 4. All right, this is a multiple choice question.
Yeah, I was going to say all.
Yeah,
it
there's
says
nothing on there. It just says Punch Bowl 4. I got a multiple choice for you. All right. AFC Championship this weekend. Remember, come down to the South Point. Free stuff. Best TV in town, as Chris Andrews says over in our showroom. So, guy named Cody Sable, who we've shown his artwork on this show before, he painted a mural of Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Multiple choice for you, Noah. A, did it take him 14 minutes, roughly the time of a quarter in the NFL, 17 minutes in tribute to Josh Allen's jersey, or 29 minutes in tribute to the Dallas Cowboys not winning a Super Bowl for 29 years? So how long do you think it took him to paint a mural of Josh Allen?
I'm going to go 17 minutes just because it's the most specific to the actual player he was painting.
All right, roll the clip. Here we go. This guy's amazing. Kind of like Denny Dent used to do. They paint these pictures in minutes. And it looks like this one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You'll see it come to fruition here. I think it only took him 14 minutes, but it's just amazing. And then he signs him and he puts him up for auction. So
what was the 14 in honor of?
Roughly the time of a quarter in the NFL.
Oh, that's pretty loose.
It was. It really was.
It's a 15-minute quarter. You could slow down and take the extra minute to make it.
I don't know. Exactly. So there you go. At first, some people are like, looks like he was drawing a Ravens helmet, but he gets the Bills helmet into. That's very impressive.
That's crazy.
There was a guy that was always on Real People and That's Incredible. Do you remember those shows in That's Incredible and Real People? There's a guy named Denny Dent who would throw paint and he would do these and he was huge. And Howie Mandel owns the rights to his story, his life story. Howie Mandel's been wanting to do it for years. So every time I see Howie, I'm like, you're doing the Denny Dent thing? He goes, I'm so close. I'm so close. So whether it happens or not, but I don't know.
Wait, so 14 was the answer?
14 was the correct answer. I apologize for trying to stump you on that, but I didn't mean to. All right, we got 1 left. Punch Bowl 1, I believe, right?
What a memory on this guy, yeah.
All right, here we go. Punch Bowl number 1.
Punch Bowl number 1. Who is your all-time favorite baseball player?
Yeah. Now, are you a Rockies guy, or do you hate baseball?
I don't care about baseball
at all. You don't care about baseball?
Yeah.
Never went to any of the Rockies games, though?
I probably went to a handful just because, but no, no offense to anyone who loves it, I could care less about baseball.
Okay. That's fine. That's why we wanted to talk NBA with you. All right, so yesterday, the Hall of Fame nominees, the Hall of Fame people who are going in, CeCe Sabathia, third all-time in strikeouts for a
And my
left-hander.
favorite player of all time. That's great.
I now say CeCe Sabathia is my favorite player. Ichiro, one guy left him off his ballot. There's always one guy.
Yeah, I saw he was 99.7%.
He was.
But
The only 100% is Mariano Rivera. Deserve it. But Griffey Jr. was left off of three ballots.
Do you think that guy did that to make sure Mariano Rivera was the only unanimous?
It's probably you know what? That's a good assumption. It's probably a New York guy that
So I was going to say, who hates Ichiro? Like
nobody. And there's a thing we might show tomorrow. It shows all the people with 3,000 hits, how many hits they had at age 25 or 27. He had 0. He came over from Japan when he was 27, still got 3,000 hits. Single season record of hits in a year, it's like 268 or two. It's amazing. He's
even as a non-baseball fan, I am well aware of Ichiro's greatness.
And even the prowess, his best arm, Gold Gloves, should have been a 100% guy. And Billy Wagner. Now, Billy Wagner, this is an amazing story. Billy Wagner was a right-hander. A friend of his broke his arm, roughhousing, playing around. So he had to learn how to pitch with his left arm. Went to like Division III colleges, bounced around, was a walk-on, gets drafted late, and ends up having, and if you look at his stats as far as left-hander relievers, it's dominant. Career batting average under 200. He was on the ballot. This was his 10th and final year. He got the phone call. It's pretty emotional, and we're pretty sure it was recorded from a phone from 1995 when he made his debut because it's really blurry. But here we go. Here's Billy Wagner. It's a nice moment. With his wife, who's been with him the entire time.
426 career saves.
426 saves, Keith is telling me off camera. Very emotional.
So if he didn't make it this year, he's done.
He was done. It would have to have been a Veterans Committee thing, like Dave Parker and Dick Allen, who were going in. Thank God Dave Parker's in. But really emotional. He did an interview with MLB afterwards. Yeah. Couple guys that didn't make it. Andrew Jones, right on the press. Carlos Beltran, probably the cheating scandal hurt him. He'll probably eventually get in. And again, no Kurt Schilling, whose stats... He's just, everyone hates his political views.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be a political.
It is. He's kind of crazy. He is a dick. And he lost all his money in a video game company. All right, so that's all for the punch bowl. Let's take a look at Kenny White's dog of the day. Go to KennyWhiteSports.com. Whoa, all right, potential spam. That's my agent. Coastal Carolina plus 5.5 at Georgia Southern. So that's a deep cut right there. Coastal Carolina at Georgia Southern. And then we also like to show our dog of the day like a local newscast will do and show you a cute dog clip to end the show. Here we go. This dog jumps out of the harness. Every time the girl takes the harness off, he leaps out. It's a great dog. It's from Puberty. Follow them. They're great. Yeah, it's like a champagne bottle.
That's great.
He just shoots right out. He or she, possibly. And anything to add to today's show? Anything...
Thank you, Noah, for being here.
We
My
love
pleasure.
Noah.
Always
we
a great
checked in with
time.
Noah. We've had this is like the second or third time you've been on the show.
Yeah, third. I believe.
We'll get your wife back. Tell everybody what the name of your special, and they can find it on YouTube.
Sweatpants in perpetuity.
Hysterical, and you will be frequently at the Comedy
I'll be
Cellar.
at the Comedy Cellar every night through February 2nd.
Through February 2nd. Go see Noah. He's very funny. I stopped in one night. Saw Mark Cohen, who
The best.
I was on Make Me Laugh with Mark
Yeah,
Cohen. as
living
host.
legend.
Living legend. One of the funniest guys. He's there all the time too.
He's the host almost every night of the week. Yeah.
By the way, this Friday night I'll be at Delirious downtown in Hennessy. So if you're not going to go one night to see Noah, go see Noah all the other nights. You can check
Go
me out.
see Frank on
Doing
Friday.
2 shows. Come see me on Friday, 7 and 9. We'll be celebrating Alex's birthday. And tomorrow's a very exciting day. There'll be a little piece on me in Las Vegas Weekly, which comes out tomorrow. So grab a free copy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you know what? It should be pretty cool. Talk about the show. Talk about everything else. I think that's it, right? Thank you to everybody. And pulling double duty back there. I don't know how you did it. Jerry and Vince. So thank you, Noah. Where can people follow you?
I'm only on Instagram at Noah G Comedy.
Noah G Comedy. Always a great job. We appreciate it. Keith Lyle, thanks for helping put the show together. Punchies, you guys are outstanding. Let's see. A young Howard Stern might have voted against. I'm not reading that one. Dean Hill.
Well, now I need to know what it
Yeah,
says.
well, I'll read it to you off camera. All right, remember, tomorrow, huge show. We have Matt and Everett. It's Thursday, so we have Joe D'Amico picks and Big Sexy, a guy named Justin from Buffalo, telling us the tale of the red coat. Very excited for that. Thanks for watching Punchlines, everybody. Line stands for Live in Nevada every show.